Okay, this is a interesting topic. Double income, no kids, commonly known as a dink or dinks. So let's just cover off a little bit of information about this unique group of people. Well, not so unique because there's a awful lot of people out there that fit this category. Now, one thing you've got to take into context is the cost of having children over their lifetime. A couple that has a child can cost them, in excess of $750,000. So when you think about the cost of having a child, you must take into consideration the loss of income, the person that's required to look after that child while you're not working. So with the case of a dink or the dinks, in some ways they are what we call self-insured. So you think, really, they don't need any insurance. So let me just cover off a couple of ideas for you. So rather than looking at income protection insurance, the dinks or the double income earners should really look at mortgage repayments insurance, because when you look at the reality of the situation, both of them are working and contributing to paying off their mortgage. So in essence, they're actually almost self-insured, because if one goes down, the other one can keep the income coming in. So what we often talk about with people that are in this situation, particular people who are just entering into a new marriage or a new relationship, is just, and they can't, they're looking after their pennies, is to say, well, look, why don't you look at mortgage repayments insurance rather than income protection, because it is cheaper and it has some benefits. So I'll just kind of go through and explain to you how it works before I go into the details of the benefits. With mortgage repayments insurance, it's not offset by ECC. So if the male, say, cracked his back pushing that girl in the box, he would be covered by ACC, plus he could claim mortgage repayments insurance. So his income, well, 80% of it would be covered off by ACC, and the private insurer would cover off his mortgage repayments. So in effect, they'd have 80% of their income coming in, but the mortgage amount would still be covered. So in essence, he's earning more than what he would be working. So it's in a really good situation. Now it is capped at $5,000. So let's just have a really look at a basic scenario here. Here's the female, and here's the male or the partner on the other side. Now, in the case of mortgage repayments insurance, if the person on the right got sick, or also got sick, this would happen. Okay, so they would their income would be diminished, but what would happen is they'd have mortgage repayments cover, and that's that bar in red. So it's not going to cover their complete income, but there's going to be a little shortfall. So you'll see their income, the little blue bit there kind of represents what the mortgage repayments will cover, and there's this gap. But what you've got to remember is, because the other person's working, they can live off this portion. So in effect, it's self-insuring. It's not an ideal situation, but for people that are saving to pay off their mortgage, this is until they have a child. It's a really good option. Now, before I go into that details about when they do have a child, I'll just explain to you how it would work under an ACC claim. So under ACC, if he had an accident, then this much of his income would be paid, because what would happen is this bar in red is not tax deductible. So this is a net amount, and the blue section represents 80% of his income. So if you're on the maximum of $5,000 for your mortgage repayments insurance, and you have an accident and your ACC pays out, invariably there's going to be a gap up here, which is actually going to pay you more than what you would be working. So that just gives you a basic overview of why it's probably a good idea to look at mortgage repayments insurance instead of income protection insurance, which is really there to really truly protect the income of the main earner of the family. So in the future, if you are going to have children, or one person's going to stop work, what you need to do is look at ensuring that person's ability to earn, because if they go down, then you're left with nothing in the event of an illness, but you've still got the backup of ACC. But I just wanted to give you some food for thought if you are a dink or you're a bunch of dinks, because income protection may not be the right solution for you. So if you've got any questions about mortgage repayments insurance, feel free to give us a call on this number here, 0800 500, whoops, 510, that's not the right number, 910, it's 510, 510, not a lot of luck there, so I'll just correct that there. So there's the correct number, 0800 500 510. Thanks.